What's up, guys? How we doing today? How's you guys' weekend? I'm so glad I got a break. I'm sorry I missed you guys last night. I really wanted to be on, but family is family. It was busy, and I just needed to pass out. I just did. I'm still recovering from the holidays, but starting to feel better. Actually, I got a lot of energy coming back. I've been on carnivore now since Tuesday, and I'm feeling the energy is starting to come back in a major way. It feels great. So, anyways, what's up, Chris? We're going to get paid, brother. Suljo, you're a new one. Welcome, Suljo. I don't recognize you, but obviously you know to call first. So, what's up, Paulie, Vince, Vinman, Oscar, Husker? What's going on, guys? Not sure it's the worst economy, but definitely worst presidency in our entire history. Yeah, we could talk about that. Good Saturday, Mark. John Doe, what's up? I feel good today, Mark. I've had a great day. The One, what's going on? Mamba, what's up? John Doe, Yukon, how we doing? Guys, will ye... I'm so sorry. Let's see if it brings me back. Is it going to bring me back? Hello, hello, hello. Let's give it a second here. Am I back? Me back. Hello, hello. Okay, I'm back. Weird. That was so weird. All right, let me see if I can. Oh, it killed me. Oh, there I am. Okay. Sorry, guys. That was weird. All right. My goodness. Absolutely very strange that they cut me off like that. Just so weird. Anyways, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. That was awful. But here we are. Okay, so my kids hugging the stream. No, they didn't. It just out of nowhere, it just died. It's so weird. Anyways, yeah, here we are. Okay. What was I saying? Guys, I was telling you guys that I'm going to cover all the stock stuff today, and then I got a lot of economic data I want to share with you guys today because it's just so insane right now how bad things are. I don't know if you guys saw the jobs report. There's all kinds of stuff in there. So, anyways, but it's the weekend, so we'll have some fun. Whatever you guys want to ask, we'll cover it. I was frozen because you mentioned the government. It's all your fault, Craig. Why'd you do that? Gretchen, what's up? Yeah, you stumbled on the beginning of this random live. Yeah, I did go random. I didn't give you guys a heads up because it's Saturday, and I kind of just jump on when I can on Saturdays. But yeah, we'll talk about GTII. We'll go through all of it. AC/DC Back in Black. Oh boy. Ace's kids sucking up bandwidth video games. They do have bandwidth, but I have lots of bandwidth in my house because lots of kids and I got to stream. So there you are. Buy more Finger Monday. It's a good time, PC. I just, it could go lower, but it's still an amazing price compared to where it's going. So I would not worry about it. Croteau, you asked before and I didn't answer. Why has Ham not talked to the new guy? I did answer that, man. I was telling you that Ham has a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that he can't talk about. And what I said is that the truth is that Ham only tells us what he can tell us. So there might be going more. They might have been talking already. I just don't worry about stuff like that, and don't make a big deal of it because Ham is constantly in talks with these companies, trying to help them out when he can. Ian, finger to 402 next week and a massive drop on earnings. Really? You think so? The thing is with predicting these stocks, I think it's impossible. So we'll see what happens. I do appreciate your humor, Craig. It's great. What's up, Finlow? You gifted me 5 memberships. Thank you for the Republic. That's very sweet of you. Gretchen's back in. CJ's back in. Cooper's Human. I believe that's a new member. Welcome, sir. BB Vision's back. Bob. Love it, man. Thank you for that. That's an awesome gift. Appreciate it, guys. If you're new here and you just got a membership, this is what it means. It means that you now can watch the members only lives. I do 2 to 4 of them a month. I try to get 4. Doesn't always work out that way. But we talk all kinds of stuff. The members' lives are more open for whatever the members want to talk about. We talk, sometimes we go deep on politics. We go deep on spiritual stuff. We've done some movie breakdowns. And then sometimes I just pop on and tell them, the members get the first rumors before I share them anywhere else. That sort of thing. So I try to treat my members right, and it's only $3 a month. So there you go. Ham said CJYL stock reducing float to 500,000. That'd be crazy if they go to 500,000. Wow. Mark said, question was, what do I think Finger price would be if there was no counterfeit? Finger without counterfeit, you got to remember the stock market's based completely on speculation, right? For, I can't remember how long it was, but for the first 10 years or so, Netflix, when it soared up to 500 the first time, they still weren't even profitable. They were hundreds of billions of dollars in debt from all the stuff they were making, the content, all that. And yet it went to $500. Finger has a contract that is already showing that within a couple years, they will be a multi-billion dollar company. And because of that speculation alone and their great fundamentals, Finger should be trading, my opinion, between $25 and $50 already. That's how manipulated Finger is. And you guys can easily look up tech stocks that have amazing track records and amazing fundamentals and amazing deals, and go back and look at them. And you can see that they usually are trading, even before earnings, in that 20 to 50, even $100 level. And so I feel like I'm being conservative in saying that Finger would be 25 to 50 right now, just on its fundamentals, but it should be. And I completely believe that. Finger's going to the moon, Jason, when the time's right. Media, want to know what else is strange? Every time I tune your screen, I see a Gold Country Ace hardware. Oh, no way. That's so funny. William must have tricked the algorithm into thinking I'm a hardware channel. What's up, ESK? RW, Ace, I heard Ham talk about alt when it was around 575 to 1115. Do I know anything about the stock? I do not. That's one of those that he called out and he was right on. So that's why, guys, I tend to, if I have some cash, I'll buy a couple when Ham mentions a stock, because I've had some winners, and obviously I'm in a loser right now with GDC so far, but it could turn around. But he never tells us to buy them, but when he mentions them, a lot of times they win. So Mark, where do I think the price of Finger would be without I've already answered that. Eat can't believe AA is doing another stock. You can't believe it? I can believe it at this point. He just does it every time he can. Any word on Secret Service? Ham's waiting for a call. That's what I know. Buy more GDC or Wolf. Wolf right now I'm a little scared of, because I think they're manipulating Bitcoin for a while. So I'm not going to buy any more Wolf for a little bit. Hey, Fox Hunter's here. What's up, buddy? Zachariah, what's up? Finlow, crimes are getting out of control. Nationwide economy is doomed. I do think the economy is doomed temporarily, but I do also believe it's going to bounce back quick. Weeble won't let you buy GTI. Wow, that's crazy. Vinman said, Ham posted, what the F, Ace, first South Korea, then Thailand, now India. Did Ham just address me on Twitter? Let me go see here. That's so funny. Oh, he did. Hilarious. He probably doesn't even know I'm on live. But that means, you know what that means. If Ham's on the computer at the same time I'm on live, he might call in. So we'll see. Craig, you're starting to see people on LinkedIn point out manipulation more. Even clips of Ham. Really? It's spreading. I'm telling you, this is our year. Every time something like this happens in a movement, there comes a tipping point. Every time. Every single time. And I think we're close to that tipping point, where even if the economy doesn't do it for us, it's like MMTLP. MMTLP is definitely coming to a tipping point. You can tell by all the momentum on it. Every time something comes to a tipping point, all the momentum starts happening for a movement, for justice, whatever it is. And we're right at that tipping point. And that's just even more evidence to me. January still looking solid. I never said anything would definitely run in January. What I do think, though, and the market this week, I think is backing me up so far. I did think we're starting to see a downturn in January in the market, and that could accelerate very quickly throughout the rest of Q1. And that definitely would help us. Yeah, that craziness in Miami is nuts. What's up, Bob? Kathy A doing another AMCR. It's just nuts. Donna, 15 minutes on. I'm off till Wednesday. Good for you, Donna. That's awesome. When do I expect AMC to moon? Unfortunately, never. I'm not even joking. I think it could have a run at some point, but not moon. It's too destroyed. What's up, Pat? Price of Bitcoin if ETF gets approved next week. From what I heard, the ETF was pushed to Q2, but maybe I'm wrong on that. If the ETF gets approved, it will soar temporarily. But this market's so messed up and so few retail people have money right now. Probably 5,000, maybe 10,000 over a week or so. I don't think it goes like parabolic. Do I think Bitcoin's going back to 20? No, I do not. Mark, you're reading the Bitcoin ETF could get approved by the 10th. Wow. See, I thought it was pushed off. My Wayne Gretzky blasphemy? What blasphemy? I just said that Gretzky he's the greatest hockey player of all time. There's no doubt about it. I just said that Jordan was greater than Gretzky when it came to the sports. I know Gretzky, you could look at the stats and say more dominant stat-wise, but because of what Jordan did overall, you have to look at more than just stats. 33 cents for GTI. What about? I agree. Gretchen, you've been trying to post stuff on LinkedIn. Nobody reads. I know. I hate LinkedIn, honestly. I'll just be honest. I think it's a terrible, terrible site, but some people find value in it. It's just not me. Mark, the crypto sector remains fixated on the potential approval of ETF. That's true. Wells Fargo won't let you buy GTI. They also paid no dividend. Wow. They have to give you the dividend at least as a, well, anyways. Kielbasa and creamy cheese potato. Yum. December tax selling finger could start running once the 30 days run. That's possible. Yeah. AMC equals trash again. What's up, Jay? Maybe mid-January finger starts running because 30 days tax loss is done. That's possible too. Also, guys, earnings. I think either Friday or Monday. That's my feelings on that. So yeah, Akira, I'm on, man. It's Saturday and missed you guys last night, so I had to come on today. It just it needed to be done. So hockey fan Bobby Orr and Wayne Gretzky changed the game. That's right. I agree with you 100%. Are you saying Jordan didn't change the game? I don't know what I said was blasphemous still. I really don't. Your bank balance won't let me buy GTI. Matt, you and I both, buddy. We're at that point in the run right now. All right, guys, let's start going through some of this here. I have a lot of things I want to share with you guys. As you guys saw, I made the economy. I will answer all your guys' questions, so don't worry about that. We'll still talk stocks. We'll always talk stocks. Okay, that's a no-brainer. But I don't have any news for you. So the focus right now, I'm going to just go through the economy. But remember, the economy matters to our stocks. It just does. At some point, this is all going to come crashing down the way it's looking. And so we're going to cover that. And I got a lot of crazy stuff I want to show you guys on just why this is heating up. And it's already January. It's the first week of January, and this stuff is just nuts already. So I'm going to share that. We're going to go through some things. And I'm going to talk about why 2024, I think, again, it just everything seems to point to me to a massive, I think the economy is already a wreck, but the government pumping money in and the media are propping it up right now. So that's it. But you and I, we go out day to day, we shop, we know how bad it is. We know how hard it is to get by right now. And I think the economy right now is close to being the worst in American history. Just a couple more dominoes need to fall, and I think we're there. So check this out. All right, Kobisi put this out. This is going off the latest jobs report. 10 of the last 11 jobs reports revised lower. So what they keep doing is they throw out these jobs reports. Everybody goes, amazing. Thank you, Joe Biden. You've created so many jobs. It's been 13 months in a row of job growth, blah, 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 blah. And it's all lies. It's all lies. Because all he's doing is the jobs are coming back from COVID still. And yet a lot of these jobs are part-time jobs. And it's nonsense. It's utter nonsense. People are struggling right now. And so what they do is every month for the last out of the last 11 months, out of 10 of them, They've revised downward a month or two later when they do the revisings, but it means when they're blasting it, it's just like the unemployment rate. It's complete. It's a complete farce, because at this point, if you're out of work for 90 days, they no longer consider you unemployed. They consider you not looking for work. And so you're taken off that list. That all changed under Obama. They moved from a what they used to call a U6 to U. Maybe it was one. I can't remember the U's. I think it was U6 and U15, something like that, different numbers. But they switched them. They switched them, and so we no longer get the actual data. But here we go. 25%. Think about what a massive number it is. That's a quarter of jobs gains in 2023 have been revised away. So they have literally lied to us about a quarter of the jobs gains in a year. That is a massive, massive number and should not be taken lightly. That government data is supposed to be the best. It's supposed to be the most transparent. And this is a criminal undercounting. Government jobs account for 25% of December jobs gains. The government is still hiring like crazy because of those bills passed when Biden had the Democratic House the first 2 years, and they passed all these bills. And so it's government spending that's propping up the economy right now. Part-time jobs are up almost 760,000. Full-time jobs are down 1.5 million in December. People are getting laid off. They're losing the good jobs and they're getting part-time jobs to fill in, but it's not even a 1-to-1 ratio. It's not even 1-to-1. Full-time job gains are flat in 2023. Part-time's up sharply. Inflated adjustment earnings are 3% below 2021 levels. So we've actually gone backwards since the bounce back from COVID. So that alone is insane. And at the end they put, how is this a soft landing? Right? It's absolutely insane. It's stunning. And the fact is we're kidding ourselves if we believe any of the economic data is good right now. We're just kidding ourselves. You guys are entertained. Well, that's good to know. Once MMTLP pays out, I'll help the economy. A Rolex dealer, FINRA still time. There you go. I like that though. Thoughts on ZJYL? I just know I just hear what Ham says. So covering as Pinocchio syndrome. For the Republic, minimum wage jobs are still jobs, so they count them even though no one can survive. I know, but that's the falsity of this, is that they consider it, because to be employed, for the employment numbers to be down, you're supposed to be full-time employed. You're supposed to be gainfully employed, and they manipulate all that too. Apollyon, what's going on, buddy? Hey, Lucid, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Even Trump's concerned about how much damage the Biden admin can do. I mean, we're all concerned. It's a sham. And even most Democrats now agree with it, that even if they hate Trump, there's people who watch this that hate Trump, and I get it. It's okay. I don't get it from my own opinion, but I get that, you don't like that, and that's fine. But I don't know anybody who's happy with what's happening in our country. They might want Robert F. Kennedy Jr. They might want another Democrat that they think would do better. I get it. I don't know anybody who likes Biden right now, because this is the worst 3 years of running a country in my lifetime. So, what's up, Dirty Red? Thanks, Mark. There's a lot more. So, settle down. Settle down. Here we go. This Zero Hedge just putting it out inside the catastrophic jobs report. Record 1.5 million crash in full-time jobs. Guys, multiple job holders sold to record. So multiple people hold multiple jobs, and native-born workers plunge. Isn't that interesting? Native-born. In other words, if there's any growth, it's been going to immigrants, which I wouldn't mind if they were legal. I'm just going to be honest with you. We have to be an immigrant country. That's what we are. We're a melting pot. But what's happening right now is an atrocity. But multiple job holders at record, it's sickening. And then a record 1.5 million crash in full-time jobs. And think about this. On Friday, when these numbers came out, the media was touting it as a strong jobs report. That's what they were saying. And even Wall Street struggled because They can right now, Wall Street, if it's good data, they don't want it because that means rates will stay higher for longer. They want the economy to crash. Even Wall Street considered this a strong report. That's how much we're being lied to. It's absolutely disgusting. Anyone going to jail from TradeStation soon? I highly doubt it. What they'll do, what we got to hope though, is that it spreads and they'll start looking at all the broker dealers for what TradeStation's actually admitting to. MMTLP getting traction. I agree, Clay. Ellie, can't help but wonder if they've timed the meme basket squeezing with the recession, so most retail can't hold on their positions or buy. It's an interesting thought. I don't think they can time it. I think what they're doing is holding down a time bomb, and they're just terrified of when it goes at all. And they're just going to hold it down as long as they can. I don't think they want to ever let it run. I'll just be honest. I think they know it has to happen, but they don't. It doesn't want to be on their watch, so they're going to fight it as long as they can. Elegant says, well, the good news is with the world on fire, economy all-time worst, it's time for investors to get rich. Amen. And that's the good news. Listen, why do I cover the economy so much? Well, A, it's relevant news. It's important. Okay. But B, you guys know the theme of my channel is let's win. Let's win in a losing situation. Let's beat the corruption. Let's beat the market. And that's exactly why I cover the economy so closely, is because this is going to happen. This is news every day. And this is news that gets us closer to where we want to be. If it's the Big Short and they were waiting, they had to wait for the economy to crash. That's it. And I believe it's not the only catalyst that would send us, but I do believe it's the most guaranteed one. And that's why I'm covering it every day. It's also the one we get news for every day. And I'm going to continue to cover it because of that. Dirty Red, when you're on patrol, you see dozens of immigrants on bikes doing food deliveries. Wow, that's crazy. Mine looks like America feels tired. Well, it's his fault. Outside fast food joints. Well, what's up, Moody? You're on the road. Where you headed? All right, zero hedge again. This just happened. China's shadow banking giant files for bankruptcy. This is just, again, we're so linked to China that we have to watch out for this stuff. But one of China's secretive shadow banking giants filed for bankruptcy on Friday due to an inability to repay tens of billions of dollars in debt. A warning sign. Contagion from the downturn in the real estate industry continues to spread, raises questions if the property crisis is the world's second largest economy will accelerate in the new year. You guys, at this point, it doesn't have to be this way, but it is right now. At this point, if China craters, we're not going to be far behind, and our markets will crater even before the rest of the economy, because our markets are tied very close to China. We have tons of money in China, especially in the real estate, because the boom that went the last few years, which was massive in China, it was all fake, of course, but it was so massive. People were making billions by investing over there, and a lot of our money was parked over there. So this is a big deal. 2023 has seen China's shadow banking system mostly acting as liquidity suck, while corporate bond issuance has barely offset the withdrawals. Barely offset. You see like this downturn here, and this is the name of it for you guys. Zhongji Enterprise Group, also called China's Blackstone. Think about if Blackstone went bankrupt in our country, what it would do. First of all, I'd be the first one dancing for joy. But secondly, it would be a massive hit on our markets, and that's just what happened to China. So craziness, and you can believe it's spreading over here. This came out, I think, Friday. Yeah, yesterday, Friday. So imagine we're going to see some market impact from this next Monday. Bob, White House cooks the books. How can we be doing so good with the deadhead? Well, that's very true. Listen, he's not in control. He's a puppet. He's a avatar, whatever you want to call it. And his administration runs it. It's all the people in that administration that run the government right now, doing whatever they want. And it's sickening. What's up, Robert? What's up, Frank? Al, you saw Biden on a bike doing deliveries, but he fell off the day. That was funny. Oh, congrats, Moody. That's awesome. New great-grandson. Wow. Well, good for you guys. Dude, do I think TradeStation is first domino and catalyst for finger and GTII squeezing? I think TradeStation's not the first domino. I think it's a big domino, mostly for MMTLP to get their traction. I don't necessarily. I think they can move stuff around enough for Finger and GTI to hold it off from one broker going down or whatever's going on with it. But what's going to happen is that if MMTLP gets settled early, which I hope it does, all that, a lot, well, not all of it, a lot of that money is going to springboard into GTII and shoot us up. And so it matters. It matters to all of us what's going on with TradeStation. Okay, let's look at this here. Fed's emergency BTFP jumped by $7 billion this week. This is what they inject into the banks. Okay. This is just this week, another $7 billion. Remember, they already announced they're going to pull this program starting in March, but it might happen even sooner. Injecting fresh liquidity. Why would they need $7 billion at the beginning of the year? Think about that. First week of the year, the banks need $7 billion pumped in. It's crazy. The loan repayments are due by these same banks in 60 days, so they have 2 months to repay. I'm telling you guys, end of February, end of March is going to be wild. March Madness. Can you say it with me? If we get even close to what happened last year, the banks are not going to be able to survive another domino effect like that, and we're going to see massive crashes in the banking system in March. Which of course could theoretically cause us to run. So we have to keep an eye on this kind of stuff. And then he says, Powell would never pull a liquidity rug away in January at the worst possible time, right? In other words, he's saying it's possible. Maybe we see an attack on this program being pulled early because they're already so far underwater. And that would be absolutely wild. It really would. Scott, waiting to hear mention the new MMTLP Studios vid. Should have been titled Chain Reaction. What? Is there an MMTLP Studios? Is that real or are you messing with me? What's up with GTI dividend? Robert, it's the same thing, man. Nothing's changed. It's causing them issues. And as far as other news, I have nothing right now. Brett says reverse repo up. Why would a bank want to loan on a mortgage at 6 to 7% when the reverse repo will pay 4% of lower risk? Great question, Brett, because it's all fraudulent and they're just trying to milk blood out of a stone right now and get every dollar they can because they're struggling so bad. Dirty, if SEC FINRA can freeze MMTLP like they did, why won't they do it to Finger and GTI to prevent squeeze? Dirty Red, I feel like you've been here before and I've answered this many times. I'll just give you the quick answer. Number one, they had no MMTLP never was supposed to be traded in the first place. So then it got moved and they were going to make it private. So FINRA, first of all, had this excuse that this company was about to go private, be pulled off the market to protect investors. So they had an excuse. We know it's criminal. Everybody knows it, but they used that as an excuse to pull it early. Okay. So that's number one. That won't happen to GTR Finger. Number two, FINRA is under massive pressure right now from Congress, from everybody else, because they screwed up so bad that this could actually cause FINRA to fall apart, or with the Supreme Court case going on, that will be decided in June. We'll get that could pull away all of their immunity from situations like this. In other words, if and then they'd have to actually start doing trial by jury in order to just even impose a fine, and then they wouldn't be immune from their actions anymore. If that happens, FINRA could completely go out of business. They could be completely ruined and they'd have to start up a new thing. So because of all those reasons, there's no way FINRA does this again. They trapped themselves, they trapped the shorts, they trapped you guys, and they also they screwed up their ability to have any what's the word I'm looking for? Any real authority anymore. And so that's a big problem. So especially why things are going on right now, it's a problem. Do I foresee an attack on Finger when earnings are released after the it's possible. I mean, they'll try anything. We'll see what happens. Great new video. So they have a new video out. I haven't heard of this MMTLP Studios. I'll have to check that out. You have your GTI and TradeStation. I don't think you need to be concerned yet, Sideshow, but you can if you are worried, you can move it. But I don't think TradeStation is going anywhere yet. Remember Robinhood, what they did and all the trouble they got in, and they're still operating. So I don't think TradeStation is going anywhere. Gretchen, where's the percent interest the reverse repo pays to overnight lenders come from? If I knew, I would tell you. I don't know. Is it possible that GTI go to 20s? GTI, I think, goes much higher than the 20s. If GTI, let's just use Treno Mine because we have the numbers, okay? Treno Mine with the float GTI has, with Treno Mine being 6 billion, the valuation of GTI should be $60. Will that happen? Probably not right away, but if it even goes to 15, 20, I think that breaks the shorts and we moon from there. So yeah, I think GTI will go there, but we need a deal, or we need them to break their backs because of the economy, because of law enforcement, something like that. But any of those things could send it. Cleaver, 160 watch, only 60 likes. Oh, well, if the shorts are watching, screw you guys. Why would you be watching us if it's not real? So there you go. Yeah, disband Finrider, man. Are we waiting for law enforcement for the squeeze start? No, we don't have to. Oh, you mean 20 cents? I mean, it could. It could. I was actually surprised, Dave, that you asked that. I figured you definitely believed it's going up. So now that makes sense. Sorry. Sometimes I get on a roll and I miss context. Is it going to 20s? I don't know, man. I didn't think it could, but at this point it's possible. They're hammering us. But at some point it's going to end because we're all holding. So that means they're underwater up to the gills in this. They are in such trouble the further they get us down while we're holding. They have to short so much that all it means for us is we're going to bounce up further and go higher when this runs. Also, at these levels, it's going to come to a point where people are going to buy in massively. We don't have Jeremy Frommer running this company trying to, making stupid deals with more toxic lenders. We don't have AA run this company looking to dilute more because we don't need to stay on NASDAQ. We don't have any of those issues. So we just hang in there. And if you can buy up, that's what I'm doing. Buy at that price once more. I doubt. Well, we'll see. I mean, I'd be surprised, but not surprised at the same time. It's okay, GDC. I don't really have any comments on GDC right now. I'm just hoping it takes off the way Ham's buddy says it will. Still loading up, yeah. Wasn't GTI going to make an announcement last week? Yeah, Moody. So, listen, I'm as surprised as you guys. We didn't hear anything. I was hoping that last week I'd heard that there might be something coming next week, and I was very excited for it, and then nothing. So I don't know. As soon as I hear anything, I'll tell you guys. But as for now, my hope is that whatever's going on just barely got pushed back, and we'll hear something soon. So we're on standby right now. We're on standby. Anything could happen at any point. That's how I feel about it. All right, let's move on to the next part here. Interest rates broken out a 40-year downtrend. And people, we don't think about this that often, but we only think about recent interest rates, but it's been 40 years since the 80s that interest rates been going down, and massive implications for the economy. But I just wanted to share with you this graph. This is where interest rates went nuts because of the inflation coming out of the 70s, what Reagan and Paul Volcker did is send interest rates way up there. You see they peaked right around 16. And it's just been nonstop, a couple wiggles here, but look until we basically got to zero right here. But this trend is, if you think about 40-year cycles, this means that our entire economy was built off low interest. Our entire economy was built off of cheap money and expected to go cheaper money. That's been our entire economy for the last 40 years. And then you see the spike up right here. Now, I don't think we're going higher anytime soon, unless something major happens. They might even start cutting a little bit. But you can see, okay, we're higher than we've been since 2007, 2005 range, 6 range. And that's, I mean, that alone is almost 20 years. We're higher. And you got to think that when an economy has been built on this all this time, this is going to have a significant effect that we're probably just seeing the beginning of. This is how bad things are. They never would have done this if they didn't have to. I guarantee it. They never would have done that if they didn't have to. But if they had a choice, either break the economy with these interest rates that I'm telling you we're just beginning to see the effects of, either break the economy with these interest rates or break the economy with massive inflation, hyperinflation. And here's the deal. This hurts, but hyperinflation hurts people more. And if they had allowed inflation to go rampant and kept these things down, Trump wouldn't be up 4 points by now in most polls. He'd be up 20 points right now because of the inflation. So they made the choice to avoid that, to avoid swamping the people too quickly. But what we're going to see now is they're starting to stop the rate hikes, and they might go down this week, which will it already did because the market's anticipating it. It spikes the market, and what they're trying to do right now is just get through this election. I really do believe that. The problem is that things are so bad right now and so volatile that it's they pretty much can't do anything right now to save it, in my opinion. So I think things are just going to get worse and worse throughout the year for the economy. I really do. Bob, now that everyone fired AA, these two stocks will go up. Yeah. I hope so. During could TradeStation crimes unravel into a bigger story of people ratting out a big player like back to GS or Griffin eventually? It's possible. I don't think we'd see much out of that. I think we're going to have to see much more pressure, much more news, and some people are going to have to start really going to jail or at the very least being fined majorly and get some major congressional fire on it as well in order to even sniff seeing more stuff happening there. I just think it's going to take time to get to the bigwigs. But I think it's coming, but I just don't think it's yet. FNGR earnings should be Friday or Monday, Moody. Not this Monday, the following Monday. So 12th or 15th is my guess. On-site, what's up? Yep, I'm here. McLovin, what's up, buddy? All right, let's keep moving. More on the job report. I just wanted to see you guys this spike. You see that in this here, the true unemployment rate. This is what it should be based on the old numbers. Before, like I said, Obama changed them. He changed how we determine unemployment because he was over a really bad economy and he wanted it to look better. I get it. It's not right, but I understand why he did it, even though it's wrong. But this is where, if you go back before the Obama years, the way we used to track unemployment, this is the true unemployment rate, somewhere between 6.5%, 7.5%. And you can see, I mean, these numbers are crazy. This is every month revised down. All right. And then you see the totals right here. It's just look at the revisions. This is crazy. It's so fake. It's so fake. Here's a complete picture. Here's down CN Wire. Non-farm payrolls 216, estimated 170. Unemployment rate 3.7. They went down with 1.5 million full-time jobs left. Somehow the unemployment rate went down. It makes no sense. And then average hourly earnings. Why do you think earnings are going up, guys? Do you think it's honestly because of people wanting to pay more or just inflation? And if you're going up month over month of 0.4, by the way, that's the exact number I believe that CPI was at, 0.4. So you see that it just kept pace with inflation. But if you look at inflation back to 2021, I believe it's almost 20% in some areas. And unless you got a 20% raise, you did not keep up with that. Anyways, we keep going. Fed cuts in 2024 will be a major warning sign for the economy. Rate cuts have coincided with sharp rises in the unemployment rate. So if they're raising or if they're lowering the interest rates again, it's because, generally speaking, it's because the unemployment rate is starting to climb significantly, as well as the recession beginning. So that's what the Fed's telling us when they say they're about to do that, because they're going to be stimulating the economy by making interest rates go lower, which tells us that they expect the economy to get much worse as well. Now, are you guys ready? Because I think we're getting more inflation here soon. Global freight rate for containers just surged 61% in a week. 1 week. 60% is massive. Okay, that means if you were paying $100 a pound, you're now paying $160 a pound in just a week.
Not the time to celebrate end of inflation. Second wave is likely underway. Look at the World Container Index chart for January 4th. 61% to $2,670 per 40-foot container. I mean, that's huge. And you see, this was probably artificially kept down to get us through December. Because why else would it spike so much in week one? Well, they're recouping all the losses they were taking here. They were probably told to keep them low. Let's get through 2023. And now they're allowed to let it back up, so that, because otherwise they're all going to go bankrupt. Spike 61%, guys. This is all of our shipping, all of our goods coming from overseas. I mean, this will get passed on to us. They don't eat these costs. So 60% we could start seeing. It's going to creep up over the next few months, but imagine we're going to see at least, at very least, a small spike in inflation here soon. South Korea, Thailand, India ban short selling finger and GTII need lifts. I know they're talking about it. They're looking into it. Derry Red, ask him if he can get people to hold up some banners about equity fraud, some sporting events. That'd be cool. I will. Actually, that's a good idea. We'll see what we can do. The only thing is you have to, I mean, I know fans would see it, but you have to hope the cameras pick it up. Could gold go to 3,000? I think by the end of the year, it's very possible. Yes. I know they cooked the books, Bob. You're absolutely right. Brett, unemployment rates and unemployment rate graphs are seldom correct. Yep. I've never seen an initial or revised rate in the same range. 100%. Deferred losses. That's right, Brett. Yeah. Much of that's from the Red Sea nonsense. I don't know, Al. I mean, this is global. I don't see how one incident from the Red Sea, which is not an ocean, it's a giant lake, how that could send global shipping this high. I could see maybe a 5% jump because of the Red Sea. I could see maybe 5 to 8%, but 61%, that's deferred costs. That's something deferred that they're now catching up on. In 1 week, the Red Sea just would not. There's too much shipping globally for the Red Sea to affect it that much. You're right, the Red Sea debacle doesn't help, but it's not. This is way too much for the Red Sea alone. It's way too big. Has West Christian come out this Monday and have a press release on trade station story? I have no idea. I haven't seen anything for West in a while. I really haven't. This is last year. Okay, we just saw $7 billion the first week of January. Banks borrowed record high $140 billion from the Federal Reserve's Bank Term Funding Program. This is during the week ending January 3rd. I thought this was all last year. My bad. There's no way that's... maybe that was last week. That's crazy. I thought that was over the year. That's even worse if it's just the week ending January 3rd. So that would mean the last week of December. $140 billion. That's crazy. And it does look like that's correct. So I read that wrong when I first looked at it. Because you see right here, yeah, for the week, it just keeps going up. I don't know how this is possible. I just don't know. This is completely unsustainable, loaning out this kind of money. I know they have to reroute their ships, Al, but it went at 60% globally. It's still too much. Buy a Super Bowl ad. You know how much those are? Those are like $3 million for 30 seconds. I just don't think we have the money. I don't think we could pull together the money for that. But maybe. Interest rates, futures can shift back in a less dovish direction. In other words, they were pricing in 7 to 8 cuts next year, but the futures are beginning to shift back to a more hawkish. They were at 7 or 8. Now it's halved. So the market in just 3 weeks has already halved their prediction for the year. What does that tell you? They did this on purpose to just inflate the market in December. Odds of rate cuts beginning this month down to just 7%. It's not going to happen this month. No way. March is the earliest, I believe. However, base case still shows six rate cuts for 150. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. That's not happening at all. Let's get Hammer William to do a naked streak onto the field. That'd be awesome. You know how much security there's at the Super Bowl? There's no way a streaker could get on that, but that's a very funny idea. I love it. That would be great. Maybe what we could do is come up with like a YouTube commercial to run during the Super Bowl time, and I don't know. And we could just call it Super Bowl commercial because people are always Googling that afterwards. I don't know. That might be an idea. Shadow banks have more than 1.2 trillion in assets under management, and private credit now makes up 50% of business lending. This can pose a systemic risk to the economy. This is a 10-minute video, so I'm not going to play it, but I recommend watching it, guys. I mean, 1.2 trillion is crazy. And private credit, 50% of business lending, it's what else can I say? What else can I say? For the first time in history, every segment of the U.S. stock market is trading over 20% dark. This is a problem. In other words, it's all going to dark pools. 20% of all trading. This is nuts. Here's the red line. You guys see what it usually is? A little bit here, a little bit there. This chart goes back to probably about January 12 right here because it's 13, 14. And you just see, look how, I mean, it's nuts. Absolutely insane. They're hiding the volume. 20%. I'm frustrated. I don't know about you guys, but I just get frustrated by this stuff. It's so crazy. Heard of the stock WEBT? It's an X float, only 38. What? I haven't heard of that, Lethal. But I'll see if I can look into it. Yeah, people don't realize how much a trillion really is. You're right. I don't think they do. I mean, if you've ever seen the graphic that shows the difference in money in a physical sense between a million, a billion, and a trillion, it's mind-boggling, honestly, the difference in how much money it is. It's absolutely mind-boggling. Ace, I hear that California's second largest pension fund had to borrow emergency $30 billion to avoid fire. Wow. No, I did not hear that. Second largest pension fund? Wow. That, first of all, California is coming into I think it was $68 billion deficit next year. That's how far behind they are. And I'll tell you right now, California already would have gone under after COVID. I think they were over $100 billion in debt from COVID because of all the programs they ran. And they were already in massive trouble. And then the act that got passed in March of 2021, it was Biden's first big bill, got passed where we got, our $1,400 checks. That bill also bailed out every state for everything they did in COVID. So that reset California. They got to get their books reset because of all that Fed money. And now California is again 68 billion and they ain't getting no money no more. So if you're in California, you guys are about to go through a major financial crisis because unlike the federal government, states can't stay in that kind of debt. They cannot. What happens is stuff like this. The pension funds get in trouble. Public works get all dried up. All that stuff starts happening. And now they're giving free healthcare to illegals in California. All that happens and it's going to get really rough in California because in the federal government, they can just print. They can print and issue bonds. They cannot do that as a state. So Gretchen, that's crazy. And I think that just means really bad things are coming for California. And it sucks because I grew up in California. I have a deep, deep love for California personally. And I hate seeing where it's going. But that's crazy. I think to me that tells me a lot of people are going to be losing their pension soon. 30 billion is insane. Its second largest pension, is that I would guess it's either the prisons or the teachers. Dirty Red, big restaurant. Oh yeah, Dirty Red, I know you're talking about. She used to go on lots of fields and kiss the players. Yeah, Morgana. That's right, Spock. How is dark pool trading legal? Drew, if I knew that, I'd probably be getting paid a lot more. Brett, it's amazing how much stuff Gary Gensler does not attend to during the course. It's hard to comprehend his malaise attitude. It is not hard to comprehend if you believe he's in on it. And I do believe he's in on it. I mean, you're thinking about a guy who's so crooked, and only has his job now because he worked for Hillary Clinton on her campaign. He was a campaign manager for Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign, which again shows you how he sucks at his work. But this was his thank you for being a major player in the Democratic Party. And A, he's probably completely unable to do the job. He's probably completely unfit to do the job. And B, he doesn't care anyways. It's just like our administration right now. It's not about running the country well. It's not about making things work. It's about how can we make our select group of people, our 1% of 1% of Americans, how can we make us richer and more powerful? That is all they're doing. It's all they care about. And Gary Gensler is one of them. So it's not that he's inept, although he probably is that too. It's that he's crooked. And if you think about it through those terms, it makes perfect sense. Mad Max, recommend everybody buy 1 or 2 shares ZJYL. Ham said DTC taking 5,000 off the 500,000 off the. Yeah, it's wild, man. I have 1 ZJYL. That's all I could afford. And I really hope we get that 10 to 30,000 run. Caltrans purchased Teslas? That's so stupid. Oh my God, that's so stupid. Leader, did I read your post about a friend giving you info about Canaccord making a market for MMTLP was not electronically connected? No, Leader, I missed that somehow. Sorry about that. That's pretty crazy, actually. Stop making a market for MMTLP and not electronically connected. Wow. That's wild, Leader. I've not heard that. That's crazy. Yeah, Gretchen's a teachers union. That doesn't surprise me in the least. In California, teachers get paid relatively well for a state and whatever. You guys, I don't care about that. That's fine. I'm not as big on, I don't believe all teachers are wonderful people. I don't believe they're perfect. I do believe they should get paid something, but I also think the public school system should be abolished. It's an abomination. And we should go back to local municipalities running public schools with their own funding. I hate the whole public school system. It's a crock. But having said that, I have no problem with teachers getting paid. It's a small percentage of government expenditures. And in California, they get paid relatively well. The crazy thing in California, though, is that just like in New York and a couple other places, you get, tenure pretty quickly. And once you get tenure, you can be an idiot and keep your money, keep your pension, everything. And then their pension system is pretty generous. I think you can retire after only 20 years. I think that's close to full pension. So it's a stupid system. It's completely unsustainable. And they're getting what they signed up for. I mean, I hate this for people. I do. Because a lot of these are good people who are just duped. Listen, if I could have gotten a job and I thought I only had to work here 20 years, I'm 25 years old. I'm like, by the time I'm 45, I'm going to be banking full benefits and pension the rest of my life. Heck yeah, sign me up. If you're stupid, that's probably too good to be true. But I mean, not stupid. If you're really smart, but most people are not that smart. And I'm sorry, most teachers aren't that smart. I'm just being honest. And, anyways, you look at that and you think, yeah, this is a great deal. Of course I'll sign up for that. And that's what happens. They get signed up for this but they created a system that only works for the first couple rounds of people that pass through it. And then once you get to a certain point, it's unsustainable and it goes bankrupt. And now all these people, have you guys seen the videos lately of people at plants in Ohio, Illinois, getting told that they're not going to receive their pensions and they put in 30 years? It's criminal. It's heartbreaking. I feel bad for these people, but it just shows you, like COVID taught us, nothing is guaranteed. There is no such thing as a guaranteed job. There's no such thing as a guaranteed future. There's the idea of security is a lie. It's a complete lie. You only have yourself to take care of you, yourself and your loved ones, if they are smart and loyal. And that's it. And that's the only person who's going to look out for you your whole life. And if you think the government's going to do it, I think that COVID especially just woke us up to it. But the problem is we still haven't paid the entire price for COVID yet. The economy right now, what's coming is going to be part of that price, but it's also the price of everything that came before it. We're about to pay that price. And I think millions of people are going to lose their pensions because they trusted the government. Millions of people. And it's going to be heartbreaking because they relied on that money and they made no plans on their own. They trusted the government to plan their retirement for them. Social Security. Look, I'm 40. I don't think I'll ever see a Social Security check. I've planned on not seeing one since I was 25. I just was like, Nope, I can't live like that, because even now Social Security sucks. If you're 65, 70 now, you get what, 2,000 a month, 2,500 a month at the most. It's a crock. It's robbery. All that money paid in over the years. Just give me my money and let me figure it out, because the government is completely crooked and misrun. And I just don't trust any of these systems. Europe is so over leveraged right now because their pension system. I hear people in America all the time, oh, it's so great over there. They get such great benefits. They don't have to worry about this. I'm like, oh yeah, they will, because at some point it's going to all collapse. Look at Greece. Greece, was it 10 years ago? It completely collapsed and they had to be bailed out. Well, what happens when the biggest countries need to be bailed out? Nobody's bailing them out. And that's what's starting to happen. America's at the point where we would need a bailout. Europe is in worse shape than us. The EU is about to collapse. It's financially, it's horrible. So you put all that together and it's sad. It's sad. And I feel bad for all you guys. I know there's probably a few on here that worked a job 30, 40 years and hopefully you got your pension. But there's others who are in that job, took that job for a pension, and you won't get it. And I'm sorry for that. That sucks because they can't back up their promise. But at the same time, I don't know why we were ever taught or thought somebody else was going to take care of our future for us. We just cannot do that. And that's why socialism doesn't work. It's why communism doesn't work. It's why big government does not work. It just doesn't. And the little person always gets screwed. That's what happens. Always over time. And here's the deal. Sometimes you sign up for that system and it works for 20 years, it works for 40 years. And those people who get in on the first round are like, this is the greatest thing ever. I love it. Look at the baby boomers. They got all the benefits because this all started with them. They got all the benefits of pensions and all this. They got to live it up because the system could handle it at the time. There were so few of them. There was plenty of money because it was the first time happening. And then the debt started. The debt clock started. And ever since then, it's been a mess. And now Gen X and millennials are finding out there's nobody going to take care of us. So that's where it's at. And it just sucks. But, we got to do it. We gotta make it through, and we will make it through. Gary, you bought 4 ZJYL. Screw the check engine light of your car. I've totally been that. Your school is 3 to 4 years behind on learning. See, and that's their standards too on site. And those learning standards, what are they? They're all, let's be a good little employee. They don't teach you anything about real success. They don't teach you about business or finances, all the stuff you really need to do well in life. Like I saw something the other day was like it was like time to do their taxes. It was a cartoon. It's time to do their taxes. They're like, I don't remember this in the parallelogram program. It's like, who needs to know what a parallelogram is? So dumb. Keith, your check engine light's been off. Do I think Tucker Carlson's right when he says the next move is to take out Trump? I think they will want to, because what's going to happen? The lawsuits aren't going to work. We already can see that. So the lawsuits aren't going to work. What's left? Try to kill him. And they might. I definitely don't think they could pull it off. He's Secret Service protected. But will they try? I'm sure they'll think about it or actually try, yeah. You live in Southern California, says Ellie. School lunches, public schools are so bad. None of the kids eat them. Most get thrown away. What a waste. Absolutely. It's terrible. Nothing's right that government runs. It all sucks. People all complain about the DMV, which is awful. And then at the same time, they'll be like, yeah, but that government could run schools. Yeah, that government could run our pension system. Get out of here. It's so dumb. Brett, it's funny Tesla moved into headquarters from Cali. Doesn't have that. FTB doesn't have that income. And ironically, they're online on the financial report for Tesla tax for another departure due to, yeah, Newsom scared away so many people. Bob, school in your neighborhood's dead last in grades in Arizona. Poor kids, dumb teeth. Yeah, it sucks. Al, Greece says retirement age too early. Well, it's too early in the U.S. too, Al. And I hate saying that because I get older people who are like, oh, I worked for this money. Yeah, you did. I get it. But Social Security is a welfare program. It is. And it doesn't matter you paid into it. I pay into it for you. Here's the deal. When Social Security was instituted, the average life expectancy in America was 58 years old. Okay, this is in the 1930s. When FDR signed that bill for Social Security checks, guess what the age was of retirement? 58. So the thinking was if you didn't die, we'll give you a check until you die. That was the thinking. And when Social Security started, it was 15 people paid in for one person paid out, 15 to 1. So it was sustainable at the time. Well, everybody started living longer. And so because they all started living longer and people started having less kids, you know what it is now? It's less than 2 to 1. Less than 2 people pay into the system for every one person getting paid out. It's completely unsustainable. And it's just, it doesn't work. And one of the reasons is if you wanted Social Security to survive, it had to have kept moving up with the age, the rate of death. So right now in America, that would mean if you live to 80 years old, you get Social Security. Well, nobody's ever going to vote for that. Nobody's ever going to vote for that. But that's how it was set up, and that's how it should be now. That's the only way it makes sense. And that's why it's going out of business. And it's a mess. And my kids are fighting. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully they figure it out. And I don't have to leave. Jerry Red, watching a lot of good cops walk away early from the job. Yeah, a lot of people I've heard that as cops are walking away like crazy right now. Baltimore's graduating 13 school districts every year that can't even read or write a 5th grade. Wow. I know Baltimore is such a mess. And yet they keep electing Democrats. It's been a Democrat run for 60 years. And there they go. Gretchen, you got 5.8 shares of ZJYL on Thursday at 200. And if I wait till the day, I could purchase 12 shares for the same money. I know. I'm sorry, Gretchen. You don't want to know what I bought my 1 share at. I'm just going to tell you that. In Cantrix, Social Security is not a savings account. No, it's not. It's not. RW, you get $1,300 a month. Oh my God, that's nothing. Check engine light's overrated. Move the bulb. Can I tell us what I think about the comment? Yes, Matt. Thank you. I'll get to it. Yeah, Congress spent trillions of Social Security. They did. I know, but it doesn't matter. Oh, hold on. Sorry, drama. Target price on ZJYL? I have no idea, old man. Ham's buddy says that they own the float well over, I think 120% of the float they own. And he said they're holding until it reaches 30,000. Do I think it's going to hit that? No way in hell. But if it even hits 1,000, 2,000, that'd be an awesome run. So I think, but as far as the price target, I have no idea. Al, you own 3 businesses, never paid a penny in Social Security. I foresaw this happening. Fortunately, made enough off the market. Good for you, Al. Good for you. That was smart. Brett, California tax surplus 2022, $97.5 billion. Now it's $31 billion. I thought it was over 60, but okay. Yeah, they spent all that 1 year. And the only reason they had that surplus, Brett, is because they were bailed out from COVID. In Cantrix, average age of death in the U.S. when Social Security Act was passed was 60. Never meant to pay out. Exactly, in Cantrix. That's what I was saying. I thought it was 58, but... On site, when I worked at the police department, there was only around 8 cops, including night shift. I was told there used to be 30. Holy crap. That's nuts. I know. We give $2,000 a month right now to illegals. We paid $600 billion last year in payments to illegals. $600 billion, guys. $600 billion. Personally believe if HKD ran 2,500, they can run ZJYL to AK. I mean, that would be great. That'd be great. Matt, you're funny, man. Now you're just trolling. You're going to get me in trouble on here. Listen, guys, and I warned you guys about this. I did warn you guys about this. I gave you a heads up a month ago that this year, because it's an election year, and because I'm an outspoken person and I think it's so important, I will be more outspoken this year, but I'm always going to give warning, give heads up, because I have people who watch me who love my economy takes and hate my political takes, and that's fine. And I appreciate you guys for supporting me, even if you disagree with me. It means a lot to me. It also means that you're a mature person who can handle that, and I greatly appreciate that. So yeah, I will be getting more political as the year goes on, and as the race heats up, I'm going to do videos on election stuff for sure. Economy. I'm broadening my content for a couple reasons, but the number one reason is I just think it's important. I think it's important to have a voice out there and people covering what's really going on. And because of that, I'm also going to be opening up a side channel on Rumble in case anything happens to my YouTube channel. And Twitter is going to be rolling out live video streams soon. So I hope to be dual streaming on Twitter as well. So But that's all coming. For now, I'm still sticking mostly to economic stuff until things really ramp up. But yeah, so it'll be broadening out. And then I'm never going to stop covering our stock stuff because that's what got me here. And that is the fight I'm in, number one. So GTI, Finger, MMTLP, that's not going anywhere. That'll always remain my number one. But there's also only so much I can talk about that stuff. And our country is dumpster fire right now. Our country is falling apart. It needs help. It needs smart people to step up and help and speak out. And that's the only way we're going to get it back. It's not Republicans, Democrats anymore. It's Americans versus people who don't want this to be America anymore. And I think it's only, honestly, 20 to 30% of people who are on that side. But the problem is they are in 90% of the control of power in this country. And so we have to fight them. And that's how it's going to go. And I look forward to the day when little arguments about regulation and free markets are what we're arguing about now. But right now we're arguing about mental illness becoming normal in our country and running the country, and tyranny and communism running our country versus let's all be Americans and figure it all out and have our disagreements and be a great experiment. And that's gone. It's not gone permanently, but it's gone in the moment. We can get it back, but we're all going to have to do this. And, and I think the way to do that is through the Trump presidency. I know not everybody agrees with that, but that's okay. I do believe that is so. And I'm going to speak about it because that's how much I am worried about my country. Are some of the COVID-19 programs with the government still open? I'm sure they are. They're milking them all they can get. Matt. Moody, if SS sucks, it's a good thing Congress giving themselves a raise. Yeah. You know what? I will say this. In Congress, they make $174,000 a year, which is by far more than most Americans. And I get it. There's an argument that one of the reasons, because of all the travel and stuff, that they would break even if they weren't corrupt or close to it. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it's a worthy argument. And the argument is make their salaries $250,000 a year, something like that, and then and ban all trading, all that other stuff, really crack down on things. And the argument is that would attract better people to do it, because if the crooked part was taken away, and but there was a good paying job that could attract somebody who might have been like a great CEO or something. And I think there's some merit to that argument. I don't 100% agree with it, but I think there's some merit to it as long as they clean up all the other stuff. Dirty dinner time got shovel snow. Oh man, bless you, Dirty. God's on throne, amen. Brett, Ace, we're here because you speak the truth when others. Oh, thanks, Brett. I appreciate that, man. David, our government lied when they said they were taking out social. Yeah, you're funny. Do I have any news on GTI that I can't say? You guys are funny. How much lower could GTI go? I have no idea, man. I wish I did. It is good versus evil, David. I agree. Hi, it's Green for Germany. A little worried about the price of GTI. Finger runs soon. We can get over GTI. I agree, Rainer. I do. And listen, it's scary right now if you're only looking at the price, but you gotta think in GTII that the main thing isn't the price. You gotta remember that. That is not the main thing. The story is that we have shorts trapped and nobody's bailing, and that is true as far as I can tell from every angle. And I've been here over almost a year and a half now. I can't see anything that disproves that. I just can't. So that information is the most valuable information. The price is what it is. The price is going to be manipulated until we win. That's just how it goes. We'll have up days, we'll have down days. We might break out again till $1 for a bit, $2 like we have in the past. All that's possible. But is it guaranteed? No, it's not. It's not until we win. So yeah, they could keep getting it lower and lower. But here's what I know about GTI with this shareholder base. It is not going bankrupt. It is not even going to get close to bankruptcy. And so they are going to break it at some point. They're going to break it and it's going to break out and we're going to win. And so, yeah, I know the price sucks, But if you bought into this, you didn't buy into it for a stock that's going up $1 a day. That's not what you bought into. You bought in knowing that this is a highly manipulated stock that crooks are involved in, and they're trapped in. They can't get out, just like we can't get out. I mean, we could sell, but we can't. Let me say, we can't break it out without help, without them going away from whatever reason, the economy tanking, law enforcement, a major deal, whatever it is. So, yeah, we I get the price thing, but as far as I can tell, the best thing to do is look at this as a long-term investment, not something I'll turn around in a week or two, but something that might take. If you tell yourself it could take years, it'll be a lot easier when it comes in 3 to 6 months. Okay, 3 to 6 months, 9 months, a month, whatever. But you won't be scanning the price every day feeling that hurt. You bought into something that has the potential to set you up for the rest of your life and then some, and maybe your kids and grandkids. That's what you're buying into. But you bought into a fight as well. And there's no way to escape the fight if you buy into this. There's no way to. And so you can look at it as, hey, I'm getting discounts, or you can look at it as I'm losing. But if you're looking at that, then you got the wrong mindset. The mindset is we win or go home. And until we win, we don't go home. And that's the only way to win this. That's the only way to win this. And it's not for everybody. And so if it's not for you, it's okay to leave. We're not AMC. We're not going to talk bad on people for getting out. I'm not telling you to diamond hands. I'm just telling you what it takes to win. That's it. I have not heard a confirmed date for earnings, but they didn't confirm it last time either. Pro tip for those shoveling out in the Northeast, rain next to your shovels works. Oh, that's a good idea. David, that's why there should be term limits of government. It's a privilege to serve non-career. That's true. I agree with that. Unless I disagree with judges. I think judges should be for life because that way they can't be messed with. Or at least until like 75 or something like that. GTI's Willy Wonka's golden ticket. There you go. I think probably Matt, you're on it today. Well, finger breakout first. I think there's a chance it could. Yeah, absolutely. Just because the fundamentals are very strong in finger. Throw down salt before the snore comes. That's fine. Yeah, it's smart. Get ahead of it. Absolutely get ahead of it. Anyways, guys, on that, I'll take any last questions and then I'm going to head out. It's Saturday. I'm going to go hang out with my family. It's 5:50, about time to start dinner. So anyways, but if you guys got last questions, I'll give you a few more minutes. And if not, then I'm going to take off and I wish you guys a great weekend. Maybe I'll be back on tomorrow, although I don't think so. We have some plans. If I do come on tomorrow, it'll probably be a members live. So just giving you members a heads up that I do want to do a members live for you guys real soon. And tomorrow might be the day. So have I heard of USAR? No, I have not. You got 10,000 GTI in this dip. Nice. I mean, that's a good deal. What, for 35K, 35, not 35K, 3.5K. Have I watched the TV series Evil? No, I heard about it. I saw the previews. It didn't seem interesting to me, but that doesn't mean it isn't. Did I have 6 kids so if one kills the other? Matt, where do you come up with this stuff? Have a good weekend, Ellie. You too, David. Have a great night. Thank you. You're welcome, John Doe. Thank you. Gary, thanks. Am I going to do a members live tomorrow during the game, though? Correct. I might. I mean, the Niners are playing backups tomorrow, and tomorrow doesn't matter. So I might. If it's the only chance I can, then I will. It depends on when my availability is. That's what it does. What's up, Deef? You missed me, man. I'm getting ready to leave. Did I see the complex structure of Alpine with approximately 50 LCs? No, I didn't see that. 50 LCs. That's crazy. Members like, maybe they won't block me, Mr. Robot. It is strange. Yeah. You're welcome, Blue 5. Yeah, you guys are welcome. Love you guys. It's great. I love doing this. I love communicating. I love sharing stuff. I love learning from you guys. So it's all good. Fundamentals in GTII are the same they've been for a while. Companies isn't going anywhere. It's not making much money right now, but it's also barely spends anything because they have almost no overhead. So it's exactly where it's been. But the fundamentals are it's not strong as far as earnings, but it's strong as far as it's not going anywhere. So, all right. Yeah. Good night, Barbara. Thanks. Scott, yeah. But anyways, guys, bless you guys. I'm going to take off. Have